Raiders, welcome to another Raid Shadow Legends video. Hope you guys are having an amazing day, an amazing week. We have so many events starting tomorrow, guys, that honestly, I'm wondering, what are they planning? What is the next big thing coming? Because something is 100% coming. Now, this time around, a lot of you guys will be tempted to summon. And the main reason is not because of the Hunter's Path event that will have a chance to basically give you the souls for these champions. Let's actually quickly check out the calendar right here, if we can actually see it, to kind of like get an idea of what we need to do in this Hunter's Path. Basically, summon champions and upgrade them to earn hero coins and use them to unlock rewards along branching reward paths. So we're gonna have champion souls, most likely for both of them, right? Hansel and Gretel. Now, the main reason why I'm saying it, that a lot of you guys will be tempted to summon, is because all of the faction unity champions, I mean, almost all, will be in the progressive chance events. So it's pretty hard to tell you don't open the shards that you don't have if you're in the same situation like me. But I know a lot of you guys will be tempted. And the reason for it, usually when they are doing events on the faction unity champions, they're kind of like prism shard events. You need to spend a lot of money in order to summon them. So it's not like you can just save the shards that you're getting from the clan boss, etc., right? So this time around, I can already feel it. A lot of you guys will be tempted. So what I'm gonna do, guys, let me just bring it on the screen right here. This is not the whole list. I cannot fit it in one screenshot, okay? So we have tons of champions. Feel free to pause it. Have a look at all of these champions, because we are quickly going to dive into the legendaries. I'm not really going to talk much about the epics. I will just name them, and that's about it, or briefly say a couple of things. I feel like some big events are going to come. Yesterday, we were actually talking on Ash's channel. If you guys haven't checked that video out, feel free to do it. We think they are going to do another event like the Asgard Divide of some form. We have no idea what. We don't know if it's going to be another one similar with a Monster Hunter collaboration, or it's going to be something that they are creating themselves rather than involving a new IP. This dungeon coming soon, most likely before Christmas. Maybe this week, maybe next week. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty convinced that something is looming around the corner, considering that we've been bombarded with events like never before for the last couple of weeks. Either way, I digress. Let's jump straight into the champion list. And we're going to start directly with Dune Gregor. Yes, I summoned him on a different 10x event. Awesome champion. I still haven't built him fully yet. I got the masteries. I just need to gear him. The main place where I'm planning to use this champion is basically going to be in the siege. And he has a very good interaction with other champions like Armans and different ones, right? He's a very good champion for crowd control. This skill right here will give you turn meter, will give you increased attack, will give you increased accuracy, will decrease the cooldown of all ally skills except this champion by 1 turn, activates an instant turn effect on the ally with the highest crit damage. So tons of amazing things going on with this champion. If you're planning to build him, you want to build him fast and play him like a turn meter booster, especially on a full barbarian team. That's the whole magic. I will be doing videos on all of these faction unity champions from my account, at least on the ones that I currently have, to show you guys different options, different strategies, what things we can pull with these factions. Right now, the barbarians are very strong. We have Odin, we have Freya, we have Thor, we have Doomlord, we have Armans, we have Alice the Sunbearer. We have a lot of amazing champions in the barbarian squad, right? So that's the first one on the list. Then we have a Bolint Free Walker. Not even gonna lie to you guys, I really can't remember from what faction he is. Is he an Ogryn? Is he a skin? No, actually, Bolint is the orc one, right? No, that's Aragaz, actually. That's Aragaz. Bolint is the skinwalker. So, Aragaz actually means cooker in my language, guys, in Romanian. You know, like actual cooker. Basically, this one right here. I'm not a fan of Bolint, personally. I just don't know. I'm not feeling the entire faction all around, and especially him, right? He's an HP-based champion. He does give you a speed aura for arena battles, accuracy. attacks all enemies, has a chance to stun. Before attacking, has a chance to remove all of the buffs, which is definitely not bad, don't get me wrong. I just don't think that he's one of the OP faction unity champions, right? Ignores 50% of the target's resistance, fills the thermometer by 15 for each stun. Then the passive, when an ally uses a multi-hit skill, each subsequent hit after the first deals 15% more damage. So that can be very nice as well on multi-hitters. Whenever an ally hits an enemy, you will have a chance to stun as well, and that's just by being part of the team, right? Will ignore 30% of defense against enemies under a stun debuff. That's massive as well. I just feel like the faction all around is just not that wow. You know, yes, you have Uko, you have a few good damage dealers, right? You have the Monkey, which is probably one of the best champions in the entire faction. Other than that, yeah, he's okay. Again, you want to build him on pinpoint most likely because he's going to remove buffs, he's going to stun, so you need accuracy, you need speed on this champion. And the best place to use him, other than faction wars, of course, is going to be in the siege. If you are able to build a strong team for the skinwalkers. I feel like the main place for all of these faction unity champions is the siege. Now, one thing that I do want to mention as well is that Plarium do not consider the faction wars as a complete game mode. They will 100% build something on top of it. Maybe a new difficulty where all of these faction unity champions might become very, very important, right? Then, moving over to the next champion, we are actually dropping all of the faction unity champions for the next 4 champions. But this will be on Thursday, guys. Sorry, I think I forgot to mention the day. Thursday, November 21st, which is tomorrow. They will start the event. Let me just do a bit like this as well, because I'm gesticulating a lot of hand movement, guys. We're gonna have Valkyrie as the next champion. Pretty solid one. She does empower the archer as well. I feel like, yes, Valkyrie used to be the best counterattack champion in the game. Alice took that place from her 100%. She generates a big shield. What's still very powerful on her is this passive right here, guys. Not to mention, we have Xena in this faction. Valkyrie, right, which are very, very good counters to champions that buff a lot, because getting their thermometer down is massive, as long as they don't have the stone skin. Plus, she can smack pretty hard. So you have different options on how you can build her. You can go full damage. She can do a bit of damage. You can go full accuracy and some speed to cut on the enemy. Then use the A1 to decrease the thermometer on the next enemy. So you definitely have some options. Then we have Mighty Uko. Because we were talking about the champion. Sorry, it seems like I misclicked. Mighty Uko was a fusion. Was meta for quite a while in Arena. A lot of RNG with this passive. Having a chance to remove one of your buff and steal it, basically. Then you have speed aura for all battles, which is nice. You have the revive with block damage, increased speed, AoE attack, block buffs, steals buffs, decrease accuracy, and the A1 AoE with decrease attack. Best build for Uko, pinpoint, guys. Pinpoint is just so freaking powerful now. Or even better, if you have a 9-piece feral set to boost the damage for the rest of the champions, you're gonna be in for a sweet treat. Then, moving over to legendaries, guys. Void legendaries, my bad. We have Coronar. I don't like the champion, okay? I feel like he needs a buff. He does have a decent kit, but he's just not doing anything special in particular. He doesn't shine in any of the areas. Yes, he can work in the Hydra as a decrease attack champion, provoke, and you have the A1 AoE as well. But honestly, he's just not really doing much. That's my take on Coronar. Let me know in the comments down below. How do you guys like Coronar? You think he's a great, great champion? And oh my god, he does so many things. To be honest, when they released the couple, him and Minaya, they were not that bad, right? But I feel like the game evolved so much since that he's definitely in the need for a buff. Then we have Odin Faithada. Super strong champion, guys. Like 4 PvP, he is nuts. 4 PvE, he is nuts. Okay, he's just a nutter. This skill right here will pretty much one-shot most of the things. In PvE, is gonna be an enemy max HP skill, which is gonna be very, very nice. You have speed aura for arena battles, 40%, the highest speed aura in the game. Then you have the passive that puts block damage and spreads it to the rest of the champions. You have the remove all buffs, defense down, stun, berserk as a debuff on the A1. Super solid champion. Pinpoint, Stone Skin. I feel like Pinpoint is very important on him, and Stone Skin at the same time. So if you can make him very fast, just build him on Pinpoint will work as well. But I feel like Pinpoint plus Stone Skin is definitely very important. Then, moving over to the Epic Champions, guys. I'm just quickly going to name them. We have Farrakeen, the fat, awesome ally attack champion. We have Skytouch Shaman, very awesome cleanser healer. You have the revive on that, the block debuffs. She is handicapping herself a little bit with that passive, though. Then we have Fane, still a very good progression champion for the clan boss. We have Akemtem, good hacks champion, very good at spreading debuffs. Poisoner, very good for a Spider 10 hard mode because of the passive. Speed Aura for all battles, good for Hydra too because of the AoE attacks. We have Steel Skull as the last champion, and he is a vanilla champion, an OG. Pretty good for Curse City Faction Wars. Other than that, he really lost a lot of value. Friday, November 22nd, they're planning to launch a Progressive Chance event. Again, Ancient Primal Sacred Voids, you guys know the drill. This time around, we're gonna have a Falmond Morn Sword. I want this champion, actually. I feel like he can be very, very nasty, especially because of the passive. Basically, every time somebody takes a turn in the team and going all the way up to 10 turns, he will become completely immune to damage. And he will deal more damage too. And all faction allies are immune to cooldown increase effects, which is very nice. You can definitely build some pretty solid teams for Siege with the Sacred Order. And Falmond is very, very important. He's a solid champion. Very good at staying alive, very good at dealing damage, right? Then, the next one on the list is going to be Aragaz, because we were talking about Aragaz. Again, not a massive fan of this champion either, to be honest. HP based, heals all allies. You're getting attacks. One ally, the damage is equal to 50% of the target's current HP. Fills the thermometer a little bit. You're getting the AoE attack with Provoke, Strengthen on all allies. Immune to block active skills. Instantly activates this skill whenever an ally's HP drops below 50. And that will not put it on cooldown. And the Provoke debuffs cannot be resisted, which is a nice thing, to be honest, but they can still be blocked by immunity and other things like that. This passive is not bad either, to be honest. You have defense and HP on the aura. I don't know, I feel like the orcs are really lacking in terms of quality. Yes, you have Raka, Warlord, with him and another champion. You could pull something something in the siege mode. I feel like they are very important for the siege mode at the moment, right? Because of the conditions. Other than that, I feel like they're not really shining in any content. At least the champions that I'm kind of like naming so far, right? They're not game changing in Doom Tower, not game changing in Hydra, not game changing in Arena or different areas like that. Then we have Roshkard, the tower guys. Good for a block damage team in the clan boss. Good for a block damage team in the Iron Twins. That's pretty much all about this champion. There isn't much to tell you. Builds is honestly subjective up to whatever you're planning to do with the champion. He's not really doing anything crazy in particular, but he's not the worst champion to pull as a legendary, but he's not the best either. Then we have Matriarch Zarguna. That is the new orc that was added together with Aragaz. HP-based champion, not feeling her at all, to be honest. A chance to provoke, heals the champion by 5% of the max HP after each hit, decreases the duration of all debuffs, continuous heal, taunt, and unkillable on this champion, AoE attack, and you're getting a shield. And the passive, receive 10% less damage. HP aura for all battles. She's more of a supportish tank sort of champion. Stone Skin is a good build for her. A Bolster can be a good build for her to kind of like interact with the passive. That's pretty much all. But not really great in any particular content. Then we're gonna have, of course, Mr. Warlord on the list. He's still a GOAT, guys, vanilla champion, and honestly, his value is never going down. So awesome, awesome champion. I'm not really using him much at the moment. Best build for him, either full speed, either if you're going with perception gear, anything that will basically give him a lot of speed and accuracy. You can still build him in Stone Skin to make sure Taras is not going to mess him up. But then, of course, that's going to come at a price of losing some speed. It's all about this lockout and dropping the Thermitor, which is massive. The heal, the shield, the block debuffs. Overall, still a monster. Then we have Vitreous the Anointed. I know he got a buff at some point, but personally, I would still hate to summon this Void Legendary. He's meant to deal a lot of damage, right? Maybe now with the fear for the new boss, who knows? Maybe he's gonna be a bit more interesting in there. He does remove some buffs, right? Which can be pretty interesting. Ignore some defense. This again ignores defense. I feel like just the damage is not that wow. I like that he ignores the shield and killable and block damage though. Passive is okay, not too bad. Best build for this champion: Savage, Lethal, Merciless, or a 4-piece Stone Skin next to another set that ignores defense. One of the ones that I've just named, you know. I feel like he's just not there. Then we have some epics, guys. We have Mordecai, still one of the best epic HP burners in the game. You're gaining the increased attack as well, a bit of Thermitor manipulation, AoE HP burn. Then we have Godseeker and Eerie, one of the best epic support champions in the entire game, hands down. Massive carry in the Sand Devil's Necropolis and in a lot of content. Best build for her, regeneration, no questions asked. Like, that will be massive for her, just to carry you in any content, to be honest. Any content. Progression-wise, she is a beast. Then we have Vrask, still a solid healer, but honestly, he lost a lot of value, right? Basically, he heals based on the crit hits. He needs to crit hit in order to give you that 10% heal from the passive. And fills the Thermitor. Best build for him is still a Relentless, to be honest. The more turns he takes, the more healing he's going to generate. But you want to have 100% crit rate and as much HP as possible, guys. Then we have Doug the Pierced. Actually, not a bad champion. He's good progression-wise for the Hydra Clan boss. Good for Faction Wars. Good for Doom Tower. Good for some particular bosses. He's going to bring you decreased attack, decreased defense, provoke, puts unkillable on himself, decrease accuracy with the A1. Solid rare champion. Again, you do need full crit rate on him because that's the condition for the A2 to actually land the defense down. Then, guess what? We have Seer. Everybody loves Seer. She's still one of the best wave clear champions in the entire game. The Karma burn is just nuts. Give her buffs. She's gonna eat them and put the enemies to sleep. Literally, right? Like, it's gonna deal a lot of damage. She buffs. Make sure you are building her with full crit rate because she will eat the buffs and deal damage after. So if she doesn't have full crit rate, you're not gonna crit all the time, right? A very solid epic champion. Then on Saturday, November 23rd, same story, 15x progressive chance from all of the shards. And starting with the very first champion, we have Aislinn the Stalwart. Solid champion for the Siege game mode. Actually very powerful in the Siege. The Bannerlords are really rocking some heavy posts. It's much harder to take them down. Good stats overall. He's a defense-based champion. You want to switch this skill off because he's just going to hit the shield to heal. It's just not worth it. And all you want to use is this, and the passive. The block damage is actually very, very nice. Then you're getting the shield, the ally protection. Instantly activates this skill whenever an ally is revived. Will not put the skill on cooldown. Pretty solid champion, to be honest with you guys. Especially if he brings in that block damage to keep your team alive. He can be a force to reckon with in the Siege mode, together with Marichka and maybe a double Taras, if you're fortunate enough to have that. Personally, I don't, right? But overall, a pretty interesting one. The next one, guys, I know you all want to get his champion. He lost a lot of value in the Hydra Clan boss. a lot of value because of all of the changes. But he's still strong for Arena, and that's Legare Teox. Honestly, my opinion, the best faction Unity champion in the entire game. Just because he is completely changing the game for PvP. And you can build a very strong Lizard team, guys. Crazy, crazy, crazy good, right? And it's all about the passive. It's all about the A3. So all allies are immune to sheep when you have a full team of 4 lizards. Then he blocks revive, which is very, very nasty on enemies under debuffs. And with this skill right here, he will actually as well buff himself with increased attack, increased crit damage, and he gains stir meter whenever you land debuffs on the enemies. Ignore strengthen, ally protection, and shield as well. Plus the block revive, plus the extra damage for each debuff. Just crazy. This one gives him extra turn, increases his attack. The A1 deals crazy damage and will team up with the ally that has the highest crit damage to join in the attack. And that ally deals crazy damage, okay? Like probably you guys saw some of my Hydra videos that I've done with Teox, Eyasu, Ninja, and other champions. It's just nuts, guys. Absolutely amazing. Then we have Minaya on the list, guys. This should tell you everything, right? That's Minaya. She requires a lot of books. I have a feeling that she recently got buffed. Heal reduction, yeah, she can be good for the boss in the Curse City, for Amias. But other than that, even if you pair her together with Coronar, they're not really going to do anything in the current meta, in any type of content, to be honest. You have the speed aura for all battles. She heals. Yeah, I'm not a fan of Minaya whatsoever, and Coronar either. You know, I feel like they are one of the weakest couples in the entire game. Then we have Marichka the Unbreakable on the Void side, guys. And then we're going to go to the other faction, so I'm not swapping screens non-stop, saving a bit of time here for you guys. Speed aura for all battles. I mean, Marichka, she's absolutely amazing, guys. The passive revives all of the allies when she dies. No cooldown on it. The full restoration of destroyed max HP. The strengthen, the shield, the turn meter, the cleanse, the extra turn. She can be a beast for the new boss on 9-piece protection. At the moment, you want to build her on Stone Skin. You want to build her on Swift Parry and Stone Skin, Relentless and Stone Skin, Relentless and Speed. You have quite a few different options on how you can actually build this champion to gain massive value for pretty much any PvP game mode. And she is the GOAT in a Classic Arena just because she stops a lot of teams that are farming the rest fast. But we have the new Fusion champion, guys, which will change quite a few things. But that's for another video. We're going to talk about the Fusion champion. Then, moving over back to our other faction, guys. From the Lizardmans, we still have Krokmar the Devourer. Actually massive for the Curse City. I was struggling so much on some particular stages before I got him. Then I got 2. So I have 2 copies now. I'm still thinking if I should build the second one. Most likely I am. I actually 6-starred him during the Deck of Fate over the weekend. The A1 can become AoE if the first attack is critical. AoE attack again. He gains some healing. He buffs himself. The extra turn. The passive. Honestly, very solid champion for PvE content. For PvP, he's just not bringing you a lot of damage. And I feel like the best places, Faction Wars, maybe Secret Rooms in the Doom Tower, and the Curse City is where he is really powerful on some particular stages. Then we have Krisk. Who doesn't like a Krisk, right? Very powerful for the Hydra clan boss. Just a very powerful champion in general. A few years ago, 1-2 years ago, he was the best champion in the entire game. The most complete champion in the entire game. Just because he's great early game, mid game, late game. And he ages like the fine wine, okay? You have the provoke, the buffs on himself, the increased speed, the ally protection, the continuous heal, the increased duration of buffs, the passive that can put defense down and decrease attack, the A1 with decreased speed. On a curse set, he will work amazing. The best build for Hydra is a curse set on Krisk. Then, we have some epic champions as well, guys. Starting with the ones that we have from the Lizards. We're going to have Elijah. Where is she hiding? I'm actually using her in the Curse series as well, but that's about it. I think she was used for a fusion recently. Not an amazing champion. AoE decrease attack. I'm using her on a stun set basically. Continuous heal, a bit of a shield. And she's built for a bit of damage. She doesn't blow the enemies up. But you know what? With a stun set, she does a bit of work for me on that S19, in Synthranos 19 on the Curse series, hard mode, right? So I think she has her spot in the game. She is serving me well. Then we have Slixus as a Void. Not a big fan of the champion. He can do a bit of damage, that's for sure, but honestly, he's not the most spectacular epic champion. But you might want to fill your Pokédex. Then we have quite a few different epics from the Bannerlords. We have Lady Annabelle, super solid to solo the Bommel. That's what I'm using. Give her regeneration with a passive. She's going to absolutely obliterate the boss. Slowly but surely, right? Plus, she looks freaking amazing. Look at her. Gorgeous. Then we have Stag Knight. What can I tell you, man? Stag Knight is a power beast. Progression-wise in all of the dungeons. Faction Wars, Curse City, Doom Tower, honestly, everywhere. Decreased speed, double hitter, which makes him pretty good for the Fire Knight. Defense down, decreased attack, increased accuracy on a ally. Very good stats for an epic champion. Yeah, Stag Knight is still the GOAT. And then we have Warcaster. Forget about him. He lost so much freaking value since the meta and other champions were added in the game. He's basically gonna do block buffs, but not 100% chance, and block damage for 1 turn. He doesn't really do anything else. Then, on Sunday, no, we are going to Sunday. Yes, we are going to Sunday. My bad. We're gonna have another progressive chance event for a lot of different champions, and we're gonna start with my most wanted currently, and that is Fina Blade of Aravia. She is the meta for the Tranda teams in Hydra, guys, okay? Basically, she's very nasty. Forget about Yumekos, double Yumekos, and all that nonsense. You only need one of her, and she's going to absolutely take your Hydra team to the next level. If you're using, of course, a few High Elf champions. The A1 attacks an enemy, has a chance to increase the cooldown of a random skill. The A2, block debuffs, block damage, and a counter attack on a target ally. On a 9-piece protection, she's just crazy. Then the A3, again, 3 more buffs. Increase attack, increase crit rate, increase crit damage. If you have a faction ally, you're gonna gain an extra turn. Then, if you have 2 before placing buffs, removes all debuffs from all allies. And 3, buffs placed by this skill cannot be removed. So you're just going to constantly buff Tranda with her, guys. The passive, whenever a buff is placed on an ally, fills their turn meter by 3%. Then for the High Elves, you're even going to ignore 5% of the target's defense for each buff on them. So you're going to gain tons and tons of value from this champion. And you have a speed aura for all battle, crit rate for High Elves. She's definitely my most wanted faction unity champion at the moment, guys. Then, the next one is going to be Vizug the Noxious. And that is the Ogrins. So we are not going to have Vulcanos on this event because we recently had a 15x or a 10x for him, actually. At least that's what Plarium said. So we have Vizug the Noxious for the Ogrin tribes. You're going to get speed aura and HP in all battles. A pretty good base stats for a HP-based champion, right? The A1 attacks all enemies, has a chance to instantly activate poison and HP burn. Attacks all enemies, has a chance to place poison and HP burn for 2 turns, and attacks all enemies, will buff increase accuracy on all allies, increases the duration of all enemy debuffs, and decreases the duration of all ally debuffs by 1 turn. Places increased speed buff on all allies, increases the duration of all enemy debuffs by 2 turns, and the duration of ally debuffs by 2 turns instead. Heals all of your allies, heals them by an additional 2% for every enemy debuff that has its duration increased. So there are quite a few things happening with him. Increases each ally's accuracy by 10 for each HP burn and poison on the enemy team. HP burn and poisons debuffs placed by allies deal 30% more damage. Is very nasty with Gizmak, right? and the new fusion. Then he increases damage dealt by allies by 5% for each HP burn and poison debuff on the target. He's basically going to boost your damage. It's going to be pretty nice. And they cannot cleanse the HP burn or poisons. It cannot be stolen or transferred either, you know. Actually, yeah, plays by allies. So overall, he's a pretty interesting one. I would like him as well, to be honest. I feel like I could make a nice combo. The only problem is, guys, I have no shards. Then, moving over to the rest of the legendaries that are not the faction unity champions, we have Korogar, Deadbell, pretty strong ally protection champion. You have the cleanse right here, the ally protection, the strengthen, the passive is pretty nasty. I'm using him in the Curse City. I'm using him in the siege mode. I'm encountering a lot of Ogrin tribes posts, pretty much every single CVC. So I actually like him quite a bit as a thermeter booster, surprisingly, right? Then we have Grazur Iron God. Nice for the Hydra clan boss. You can't really say he's better than Krisk for that, to be honest, because increased speed is still pretty important, while decreased speed is not as important. But hey, he's a one-man army. Increased resistance, increased defense, you're getting provoke, you're getting a AoE attack, enemy max HP, increases the duration of all buffs, the A1 AoE again. The best build for him, curse set, but for with damage, right? Full crit rate and all the good stuff. And he's gonna offer you tons and tons of value. Then, going back to our high elves, we're gonna have Tatura. I'm using Tatura in the Curse City, and I feel like that is about it. But she's a nice champion. You can use her in the siege mode as well. You can use her in tons of different areas. Block debuffs, increase defense. You can use her in the Hydra with a perfect veil if you want. Pretty good damage as well. On the Bommel, she's pretty nice. So overall, Tatura, I feel like is a pretty awesome champion. Was a fusion champion. Not an OP champion or anything like that, but he's not a bad champion, right? Then we have one more legendary from here, and that is Aitos. Best Nightmare campaign farmer, in my opinion. Void Affinity. He does it in 6-7 seconds, no matter what champions you're putting in there with him. Double AoE attack. And yeah, other than that, he's not that great. Not an arena nuker or anything funky like that, but the best campaign farmer. And if you summon one and you don't have one, you have something to do with him, basically, right? And we have some epics, guys. From here, we have Nelder, Fire Knight Specialist on hard mode. Massive with this freeze, the passive. Amazing, amazing champion. You can build him on Relentless and just have him go freaking crazy. And give him some damage. That's going to be helpful. Then you have Royal Guard, enemy max HP. They do have a bit of a value surge now with the changes in the Hydra clan boss. The takedown is going to be nice. You have the decreased speed, decreased thermeter, defense down on the A1. Good for the Dark Fae as well. And you can use him in tons of different areas, especially for progression. And we have Andrisia as a Void. People say she's a mini Nacret. I'm not really feeling it. I don't think she's a mini Nacret. I think she's a decent epic champion, but I'm not using her anywhere. Are you guys using her anywhere? Let me know in the comments down below. And then, everyone's favorite clan boss champion. We have Man-Eater on the menu, guys. Build the Bat-Eater for the clan boss. You're sorted on all of the difficulties. One key, but you need 2 of them. You need 2 of the Man-Eaters to make the magic happen. Other than that, he's not bad as a thermeter manipulation champion because he can fully deplete the thermeter, decrease attack on the A1 if he crits. And we have Ugo. Absolutely amazing for the Hydra clan boss, guys. Block buffs, defense down, leech on the A1, cleanse, removes the heal reduction, gives you a bit of healing. And she has that revive clutch as well. Super solid epic champion. Woo! I can finally breathe. My god. So many champions, guys. Let me know if you're tempted to summon for any of the faction unity champions. As I mentioned, I still think we're going to have some big events coming our way next week, most likely. What? I'm not sure yet, but I have a hunch. Much love. Appreciate all of you guys watching. If you enjoyed the content, smash a like, subscribe to the channel, do all of that YouTube stuff, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.